770 Crawford Place, Niagara Falls. August 27, 1941. Dear Margie, I am sorry, dear, I didn't write sooner, but it seemed that one thing or another prevented me from doing so. It was a swell trip home Sunday night, although the wind was quite cold and kept the decks clear of people, so I grabbed myself a deck chair and stayed in it until we reached Niagara on the lake. I arrived home about 2 a.m., good and tired. Monday, it rained nearly all morning, but they were pouring cement, so had to stay on the job until noon. I spent the afternoon sharpening my tools and cleaning the rust off them. After supper, I started to read while lying on the bed. I fell asleep smoking a cigarette, and it burned a hole in the spread, blanket, and scorched the sheet. The smoke woke me up. I thought the place was on fire. Was I mad? The landlady took it okay, but I will have to get her another spread, I suppose. What bad luck. Well, darling, the job is going pretty slow. I don't know why they are holding the carpenters. You have to hunt for something to do. I guess they want to use the men at Fort Erie when they start and are afraid of losing them if there is a short layoff. Last night Scotty and I saw George Brent and Martha Scott in a propaganda picture. I forget the name, but it was pretty good. She certainly is a swell actress. It was a double feature. The other picture was a lumbering picture starring Andy Devine. I really enjoyed it. It showed them dumping the logs down chutes into the river. Of course, there was a barroom brawl, some fun. Speaking of brawls, Paul, the French lad I told you about, came home Tuesday morning just as I was getting up. His hands and face were all scratched and bleeding. He was 3 sheets to the wind. Apparently 3 lake sailors jumped him in some dive. He was still pretty mad, but from all reports he gave a pretty good account of himself, put one fellow right through a door. He said to me, "That guy, she won't go to work today, for sure." Always something when that guy is on a bender. He certainly is a character, something like an Oliver Serswood book. Tomorrow evening I am going over to Alvin and Dorothy Fry's for dinner. They are the young couple I went to school with in Bracebridge. Well, darling, will you be over for the weekend? If you don't have time to answer this before the weekend, and do come over, give me a ring Saturday night, or I may have a chance to work Sunday if the job steps up. I guess this is about the end of my tale, Margie. So, we'll mail this, and I think I will read for a while before turning in. I love you, sweetheart. As ever. Roger XXXX. August 28, 1941. Dear Margie. Received your letter this evening, dear. I am on my way to Alvin and Dorothy's place for dinner and must hurry. I can work Monday if I wish, it's not compulsorily, but some of the men wish to work while others want the holiday, so the boss said to suit ourselves. Now, darling, I could come over Sunday if you wish and either stay until Monday, or if Eleanor is here, bringing you back Sunday night. However, if you wish to go with the family to the cottage, do so, only I want to see my gal. Drop me a line, darling, and let me know what you want to do. Bye-bye for the present, dear. As ever. Roger XXXX. September 3, 1941. Dear Margie. Well, darling, here it is, Wednesday, half the week gone. I find it hard to realize that it's so late in the week. Did you get home okay Monday night? I couldn't help worrying just a little. I know you would be a pretty tired girl the next morning. One thing certain, I won't let you do it again unless I come along too. There was quite an explosion at the chemical plant this afternoon about 1 o'clock. A few killed and injured. The firemen came to our job for respirators and baskets. You will have read it in the paper by the time you get this letter. It gave the people in this town quite a shock, as so many work there. Went over and joined the library last night, but couldn't find a good book, so took one on the first year of this war. The whole thing is bunk so far as the writer's theory is concerned. However, the facts are there. One hardly realizes that so much could happen in one short year, and if their figures are near correct, there are a lot of men dead and in prison camps. Well, darling, this is just a short note to let you know I think of you a lot and love you many times more. Write soon, Margie. As ever. Roger XXXXX.